It runs under the theory that the secret is hiding in plain sight. Google is showing you the sites that it likes, and it's going to like some of these sites for their on page. Really, there are three reasons that Google likes a site. It's on page, it's off page, or a combination of the two. So what we want to do, and you should be doing this, I think this is how you should be doing your SEO. These are the pages that are getting points for their on page. Now, are they perfect? No. But are they getting points? Yes. These are the ones that are getting for their off page. And then the idea is that if you could just follow that roadmap between those two, you are going to rank well for just about any keyword you want to go after. Now that roadmap is then given to you. So what POP does, what Page Optimizer Pro does, is it does that on-page portion. So you put in your competitors. So you have to evaluate, you have to look at your competitors, and we do give you some guidance on that. So that is probably the hardest part of the tool. You do need to look at your competitors and see like, okay, these guys are doing some on-page. You put them into the tool, and then what the tool will do is it'll make recommendations against your content on what you need to do to follow that roadmap. It'll give you that roadmap to follow is really the basic idea.
Cool. And then, like you said before, if someone makes some on-page changes and updates in a smart way with data behind it, then you potentially could get results in a few days or a couple weeks. Like you're pretty certain, like, hey, this worked or this didn't work, right?
That's exactly right. So if you have an existing page, you should read the best practices, because the best practices, I didn't write them for my own health. I think some people think that I did for some reason. But let's say the tool tells you to decrease. Well, you want to do that last. You want to do all your decreases last, because that's the biggest risk in SEO, is actually removing usage. So you want to do all your increases first. The tool organizes the signals almost by strength, almost exactly. They're just for convenient purposes, but most of it. So you want to start at the top and work your way down, and you want to do changes in small bunches so that you can actually watch how those. So we talked about 1 to 2 cache dates. That's a good rule to follow. You make some changes. Let's wait 10 days. Let's wait 14 days. Let's see if we get any movement. Let's see if we get movement up or down. And an on page, after 14 days, if you had downward movement, it's probably something you want to undo. So like you want to keep an eye on that. But if you did say 50 changes at once, you're not going to know what may or may not have caused that. So you want to do small changes, do the most impactful things first, and do all your increases first. And if you follow those kind of guidelines, most of the time you're going to go up when you do your on page.
Okay, very cool. And by the way, like for people that don't know, there, like you said, there's like a usage guide. What is it called? The
just best practices.
Best practices. So
yeah. I actually make you check a box that says that I've read that, but I know that everybody just checks the box and clicks.
I know.
Apply.
I was like, man, there's so much here. But my main takeaway was like the important thing that you just mentioned, where it's like, do the stuff at the top at first, and then be sure that you add before you subtract.
It's a huge important point. Unless you look at it, because sometimes you get into a page and it's like, whoa, we are off. But right. the pages that have the most success reducing, like even in like reducing word count, you get into it and you realize like, oh wow, we've got 4,000 pages, but 4,000 words, but everybody else only has 1,000. Pages that are really old, 2 to 3 years, when people kind of circle back, like, that page never did what I thought it was going to do, and then they do those types of things. Those are the ones that are most successful with decreasing or reducing, or kind of older established pages. So if you have a newer kind of page, I would be very hesitant to do any kind of reducing out of the gate.
Okay, very cool.